Hey guys, KJ Queen here, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro. I am from Catawba County, the little bitty town in the middle of nowhere, and you know, I grew up fishing with my grandpa and my dad. Ever since I could walk, really, I fished on my first tournament. I was 1 year old, or no, excuse me, 2 years old, on Lake Hickory, and actually ended up winning it as a brim tournament, kids tournament. So that was the first tournament I ever won. And when I was 6, me and my grandpa, we got together and fished a Thursday nighter on Lake Lookout, and kind of just been hooked for life ever since then. It's just been something that I can't get enough of. I absolutely love it, and just being out in the water and just the peace that you get from being out here. It's just silent early morning, even late afternoon or night. Like, you know, it just brings peace to your whole body, and it's just something that I love, I enjoy. Now, I love the thrill of tournament fishing. I always have. It's just the excitement. You catch a big one, and your blood's running through your veins, and your heart's going 100 miles an hour, and you can't get enough of it. And I've been doing it now. This is my 4th year on the Elites, and super blessed that I'm getting to do it and get to fish for a living. I think that's something that I've always dreamed about doing my whole life. This is just a dream come true for me. I love doing it. I love every aspect of it, and I can't get enough of it. I love catching those fish. This year I'm running a Phoenix, and I cannot be more satisfied with my bird. It's been by far the best boat that I've ever drove, best boat I've ever rode in. It handles well, all the switches and everything's, it's not no fancy touch screens and this, that, and another. It just works. And for me, being a fisherman, I want something that's gonna work every time when I go fishing, I'm out on the water. I want something that's reliable. And with the Phoenix, everything about it is super reliable. I've been in every boat out there on the market. I've rode in all of them. And a Phoenix, by far, rides the smoothest. And it's got good speed, the handling on it. When I was just at St. John's, the whole time I'm snaking up this river and going on blast off, I'm like 15 boats behind. And by the time I get halfway down the river, I'm boat 1 leading the pack going down the river. And it's like I outrun everybody, just smoked them on the water, getting them tight turns. I'm turning it, whipping it back and forth. The handling's incredible on it. And then, make that long run. In most boats, it would take you, an hour and a half. And, I'm getting there in an hour and 15. That makes a big difference. Just an extra 15 minutes on the water. That could be the difference in winning a tournament or not winning a tournament. And I got this boat through Foothills, and they could not have treated me any better. Took care of me tremendously, have taken care of me. I mean, just all types of ways that you couldn't even imagine to take care of somebody. They've done it. They went out of their way for me. They've worked extra hours to help me try and get things ready for me to get on the road. And this deal kind of worked out for me, like kind of a last minute deal. And within a week and a half, I had a brand new bird ready to rock and roll, rigged, and everything was ready to go. And it's all been rigged perfectly right. I'm truly blessed. There's no doubt. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, big spot. There we go. Look down in its gullet. Can you see the crawdad whiskers? It's pretty cool content. Heck yeah. Camera got a little wet there on that one, but forward-facing sonars definitely changed the game a lot. I think it's changed the game for better, because it shows you the behavior of the fish. You understand the fish a lot more. It's some people hate on it, but it's definitely changing our sport to where we actually know how fish behave, what they look like at our baits, and what they set up on, the contours, the different environment that they're in. So it's a whole different ball game. sometimes it's going to be strictly just a forward-facing tournament to where that's all we're going to be using, and you just got to know that you just got to stick to it and grind it out, and you'll get 5 at the end of the day. You know, the last event that I actually finished third in at Harris Chain, I cut my graphs off. Now I did catch 2 or 3 scoping, but it was like a scenario where it's like the mouth of a little creek, they were coming out. I was like, well, let me check out here a little bit further and see if I can see some cruising around. Pop on my unit, boom, catch 2 or 3 good ones real quick, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna go back shallow and start looking for them again. Cut the units off, and you know, went up there and used this thing called iScope. It's a new technology they just come out with. You can actually see your bait when it lands and watch the fish eat it. Something that's actually really, really cool. I just got on my boat this year. Foothills helped me put it on and did a phenomenal job. We've already went to Lake Fork and to Cypress Tree Central down in Florida at the Harris Chain, and phenomenal how they mounted it, because it is perfect. The view that I get off this is live scope going off the back of the console. And I mean, I can take it, set it out, put it out 100 or 225 feet, get glimpses and pictures of brush piles as I run by. I want to back it back down to like 135, 120, idle around, look for bait, look for fish. They actually show up really good on it. And it's something that's changing the game a lot more. I think what I'm gonna do, hopefully I'm gonna actually add me another graph somewhere in here. I'm not really sure where I'm gonna mount it, probably like right here, and then do a left side and a right side so I can shoot out both ways and I get a live picture of you know, when I'm idling through the water column. It helps you eliminate a lot of water. You know, it makes it to where you see a live image of what's going around your boat when you're just idling through. And it's definitely a game changer. The biggest fish I've ever caught, it was like an epic day, is actually this year. Is at Lake Fork, and I caught a 923 that morning. Caught a bunch of like 4 and 5 pounders. Now this course was in practice, but caught a bunch of like 4 or 5, some 6s, like 2 6s, and a bunch of 4 pounders that day. But I wasn't like burning them down off a spot. I'd catch one here, go do something different, catch one here, and catch another one doing something different. And then towards like midday, end of the day, I caught one that weighed 1137. And it was just, it was a freak of nature. I got about like halfway around the base of its tail, and that was all I could do on the back of his tail. Could not pinch my fingers together and, you know, hold it out to here, and it's this big around. Like it was insane. It was a dinosaur. That clean tackle jig head down in his throat. Yeah. Check this out. It's got a little black dot on its tail here. They actually say them are healthy marks on the fish. Yeah. Pretty cool, little yellow and black. You know, you're always constantly thinking, what's my next move? Like, all right, the weather today. A lot of times people just go out, and what they kind of really mess up on is they just go fishing and fish places that they've caught them in the past. And a lot of times that really can be good. It can be very beneficial, know where fish usually are and where they used to hang out. But if you go and not necessarily just go fish spots, go out and read the weather patterns and, you know, read what's going on today at this time, especially like a Lake Norman. Lake Norman changes every single day. So you go out to Lake Norman, they might be doing something one day in the dirt up real shallow, and then the next day they're out real deep. But a lot of that factors, a lot of what changes the, you know, where they're at one day and one day the next is the weather. So, you know, you've got to really look into the weather patterns, what the weather does to the fish. And once you can learn how the fish are affected by the weather, then you can really, really benefit your fishing game and really catch a lot of fish just by reading the patterns of the weather. We had an awesome time being out here on Lake James today. Caught a few fish. You know, it was a good time. I love coming up here. It's clear water, smallmouth, big spotted bass. You can't beat it. You can check us out, check me out. We're gonna be going to Lake Murray next. It's gonna be a lot of big fish caught down there. So hopefully we can make it happen and get us a big blue trophy in the boat and put it in the Phoenix. And we're gonna strap her in, and probably that's where it's gonna stay the rest of the year. It's probably just gonna stay in the boat. I don't think I'm gonna take it out. So y'all stay tuned and check it out.